Yay, yay, yay. It's Wednesday, November 3rd, our first Wednesday night service of the new month. I'll tell you all about the theme in a minute, but more importantly, welcome everyone to our midweek Wednesday night oasis here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I'm still out front doing my thing. I got my fall outfit on because it gets a little chilly out here. But we're so glad that you're here and we welcome you wholeheartedly. So what is the midweek Wednesday night service? We call it Oasis. It's a place where we can be together as a community to be spiritually refreshed between our Sundays. We present our Wednesday night services in the Satsang style with the intention that these gatherings be informal, intimate, and rich. And that's our plan for tonight. Now, in a traditional satsang style, they have a big guru sit up front and you all get on the floor and in a circle and the guru talks and everybody walks away fully inspired and the spirit moves them. We do it a little bit more informally here, and we invite a speaker to come in and talk about a subject for our monthly theme. And they speak for about 20 minutes, and then we open it up for that rich and intimate, informal discussion period for about 20 minutes. So we're glad you're here, and I wanted to give you a little lay of the land of how we're going to do it tonight, as we do every Wednesday night. But before that, I want to remind you of our annual theme, which is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. And we have a new monthly theme, Breathe in the View. So I want to welcome.
Can you repeat that?
Breathe. I believe it's Breathe in the View.
Yes,
Okay,
that's what it is, Paul.
Right,
Thank you.
because guess what? Paul made a mistake and typed breath in. So let me throw an E in there. Breathe in the view. I say, look at behind me. How beautiful. Just breathe in that view of the entrance to our center and Margot and Diane's work in the garden. We've had this, finally, some rain, and everything is just taking off in the garden with this beautiful rain. So I encourage you to come visit us. If you're here for the first time, we are open at the center. The courtyard is open and the parking lot is open. Come visit it in person, and we're open on Sundays as well. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in the announcements. But if you are here for the first time and want to stay connected with us, please visit our homepage again and look for the Village News newsletter link. It's down in the bottom left-hand corner. If you submit your email address there, you'll get on our mailing list and you'll receive the weekly newsletter, the Village News, and it'll tell you everything that's coming up in the week in the short form and all the links and all the connection activity that you need to know. Please also know that if you haven't done so already, we ask that during the service until the speaking period, the sharing period, that you mute your camera and your microphone, because that will improve the transmission during this part of the program. And I definitely have some special and important announcements at the end for both newcomers and our regulars. Important information of things that are coming up in the next week. So please stay tuned for those. Oh, breathing in the view, knowing that all is well. I am so proud to introduce our speaker tonight. She's just done so many service activities here at the center, and she's taking on a huge step, not only as a practitioner, but she's decided to answer the call and become a minister. So she's also one of our prime ministerial students going through training right now. We're delighted to have her tonight. Everyone, please welcome Teresa Gardiner. Teresa, I'm going to turn it over to you and ask, before you go into your topic delivery, if you would open us up in prayer.
Yes. Well, thank you, Paul. Thank you. All right, everyone. If you want to close your eyes and just breathe it all in. There's one power. There's one source. There's one right here, this one presence that lives and moves each one of us here. It is love, and it is joy, and it is all the good in our lives. It is all of our lives, whole and complete, nothing missing. And all the wisdom, all the guidance is present right here within each of us here tonight. And it's breathing all of us here, right now. This very breath is the love of God breathing us into life, into our good. And I know that this service has already been divinely inspired and guided, that each of us here are open and receptive to listening to what is ours, what is ours to be, what is our action, divine action to take in life, what is moving us. Spirit is right here informing each of us here, and we are open, welcoming, and listening. We are embraced by love, embraced by the one. And it is something to rejoice right here in each one of us. We are lifted up to the view of our good. We breathe it in, and we are renewed. And I give great thanks for this. Something to celebrate. And I am so grateful for each one of us here, for the team here, for the team of all of us. And so it is. Well, good evening. Let me get my gallery view on so I can see each of you. Will you turn your cameras on just for a minute? Hi, Freya. Maureen, good, wonderful. Hi, hello. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Well, it's good to be here. And I love the topic. I love our theme. Well, like Paul said, it's breathe in the view. So this week we're talking about the view from here. The view from here. And tonight we celebrate reaching our summit, and we appreciate our view from this higher place that we're going to talk about tonight. And in our personal lives, we are open and we welcome our inquiry into what will our next journey reveal. From that place of good, we welcome and look forward to what our next journey, the continuation of this journey, reveals. So the first thing is, I want to talk about, I'm so excited. I got to tell you, I'm so excited to be here. I've been really thrilled about this topic, and it has been moving me just beautifully for a couple of weeks now. And it's in everything. I talked to my mom, and talking about our good and how do we lift our eyes to the truth. It just came through when I was talking with her. I love her so much. So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk about how do we lift our eyes to see and perceive this good, to perceive the truth of our beings, that God is right here. This good is our lives. How do we do this? So the first thing I want to do, because I'm kind of mixing it up tonight, I was really having fun putting this together. I'm going to play a little bit of something that my friend Paul Domensky is on the Zoom tonight, and he shared this with me actually, and it's Abraham Hicks. Now, Abraham Hicks isn't exactly science of mind, but it's very, very close. And it speaks to what, just a minute of it, just speaks to what I wanted to get into tonight. So let's see, it's not a video, it'll just be audio. And it starts with somebody asking Abraham Hicks a question.
Off. When you choose jealousy,
Oh,
you've
hang
pinched
on
it
here.
off.
That was, let me start again.
How do we get in touch with the inner power that moves through us? Is that such a benign question it's not worth asking?
Well, the simple answer is by seeking joy. But the more practical answer is every damn day of your life, pay attention to the way you feel and lean toward what feels better until is the momentum that is natural to you. We want to give you more because it's the little things that make up your vibrational balance. And by little things, we mean daily things, the things that you come across. And so until in your human form, you make the decision that you want to feel good in your emotional center, then you have no control over your point of attraction because your environment is showing you a lot of everything. And if you just let your attention move toward what's loudest or what's more often presented through the television or through the media or through the people who are surrounding you, then you have no vibrational control. It isn't until you decide that you want to feel good, until you insist that you feel good, until you are determined to feel good, that you will begin to guide your thoughts incrementally into better and better feeling thoughts. In every moment, you have the incredible choice of full resonance with your broader perspective or of pinching that off. When you choose hate, you've pinched it off. When you choose something that feels like anxiety, you've pinched it off.
So I love this, and thank you, Paul, for sending that to me. We really do have choice. We really have choice, and more than ever, I'm so grateful for Science of Mind. Our tools, and I think all of us here have had our classes, right? The tools and practices have really, really changed my life. They've changed our lives. My life doesn't look anything like it used to be. As a youth, I was a runaway, and it's just not the same. I have an incredible, fulfilling life now. And thank you to our board, Zoe, and to Reverend Jerry Carter for bringing in Kathy Hearn. If you were at the co-creation process we had on Friday, oh my goodness, that was just so, so great and so personal and individual. And, to call it a new minister, it's for us to do our personal work. So we are a match to what we want to bring in, because we're all one, right? You know this, we're all one. So I've been doing my special little things every day, a bunch of times a day, and one of them is to release my need to flee. Release my need to flee. Yes, and that really helps me uncover some work around that I was a runaway. And so the work is so personal, and that surprised me. And I'm sure you all enjoyed it too, who were there. Just beautiful work. So, Science of Mind, tools and practices. So what helps us with this view of our good? So we can just breathe it in pure gratitude. Well, we know that, we have tools. We're more mindful. We meditate and we practice. When our thoughts take us off, we come back and we're mindful and bring ourselves back. So we can use that tool out in the world to bring us back to the center, to remembering that God is all there is, that I am supported and sustained, that I am that gift. And then we have spiritual mind treatment. I mean, our flavor of affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. It's the way we get to choose our life. And it's very, very important. If you haven't heard of this book, can you see this? This book is by it's called Can You Keep a Secret by Carlton Whitehead. He was one of Ernest Holmes' friends and an early science of mind minister. I'm trying to get more information about him because it was a long time ago, but that book, it's a little thin little pamphlet, and that really gives some good keys to communing with your silent partner. That's what he calls it. That's what he calls spirit. So have you heard the quote? And I love to quote Einstein, and I know that many of us do here, right? Justin, it's so good to see your smiley face. Einstein, this is one of my very favorite quotes. I think the most important question facing humanity is, oh, wait a minute. I just realized, you'll have to forgive me here. I have slides tonight. I have a few of them. And as we're talking about tools and science of mind, and I'll get back to Einstein, but as we're talking about that, I want to ask Peter to bring up this wonderful quote. This stuff, if you work it, will work. It will heal your body. It will make your pocketbooks get fat with a whole lot of $100 bills. It is the kind of stuff that will bring you peace of mind, harmony in your home and in your world. The kind of stuff that will get stirred up inside of you and radiate to all with whom you come in contact. That's Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman. She was a Unity minister back in the 50s and started her own theme of her own type of center and tools and practices within New Thought. So I love that, and because these tools work, and I'm on fire about them, and I really, really want to tell the world. So getting back to Einstein, okay? So getting back to Einstein said, the most important question facing humanity is the universe a friendly place? That's the most important question, he thinks, that faces humanity. Because if we think the universe is a friendly place, we are thinking we are sustained, we are supported. That person in front of me is pure love. That's a God being over there. I am supported. We have a view. As we breathe it in, we are looking at a friendly world. And that makes a big difference. I think it's a really important question, and I ponder it a lot. And you might have heard me bring it up before because it really is one of my all-time favorite quotes. So it supports us, sustains us, and delivers us. Spirit delivers this good life with our tools of choosing. We get to choose, and it's delivered as we do that. That's why gratitude is so important, because we lift our eyes and the view we behold is good. So I know there's a lot going on in the world. We're still dealing with COVID and anti-racism, and all this. A lot of systems are shifting and moving, and it can be disrupted. So some people may say, well, there looks like some suffering going on. And, you know, Ernest Holmes said, God never intended man to suffer. And I've thought about this a lot. And I'm currently working with Reverend Jerry in compassionate care. And so I love the way Spirit works, right? That's moving me. All this information is coming to me. And I want to share a little bit about how we would view suffering. Because I believe suffering is optional. You know, and so I'm excited. This is new for me to be sharing these little clips. This is Ram Dass. It's and I know as a culture, we don't talk about death. It's like, oh, don't talk about death. Ram Dass's perspective is it's this beautiful celebratory transformation. And so to hold that as the way and to let go, he says, and I'll play the audio in a moment. He says, let go of the attachment that life is the body. So I put this together with suffering because he's going to tell a story. And he was Ram Dass. Let's see. His birth name was Richard Alpert, and he was a doctor. He was a prominent Harvard psychologist and psychedelic pioneer with Dr. Timothy Leary. So I'm going to play this for us. So he was at a hospital giving a talk, and here we go. A moment.
Because often I go into a room with a woman who's dying. She's got pelvic cancer. She's in incredible pain. She's using very little pain medication. She would like to stay a little conscious. She's an intellectual. She's an old friend of Ernest Hemingway's. She's living with the Huxleys. She's writhing in pain. I come in and I tell her, I try to be wise, and she says, cut your bullshit. She doesn't want to hear it. She's an intellectual heavy. She doesn't want to know all that stuff. These are her words, not mine. I wouldn't swear it in this group. And just giving a case study. And so I wait. I come back a few weeks later. She's now very weak. She's writhing on the bed in pain. And you've seen that. You know what it's like. You know how painful pelvic cancer can be. And I sit down, and all I can do is sit by the bedside and meditate. And I'm just sitting there quietly, allowing what is. I'm allowing nature to be. And I'm dealing with my emotions. I love her. I'm going to feel loss about her. I'm honoring my own pain. At the same moment, I'm seeing that this is nature unfolding. It's just the leaves. It's the autumn. It's what's happening. And I get very quiet, and I'm just sitting there quietly, and she's writhing in pain. And suddenly she turns to me and she says, I've never felt so peaceful in my life. I wouldn't be anywhere in the universe but here at this moment. And she's saying that at the same moment her body is writhing in pain. And what I understood happened was that I was just creating a space, and she resonated into it and tuned to that and felt that spaciousness and was no longer busy being the person in pain.
Wow. Wow. I might have surprised you bringing in death tonight. But it is very powerful. Thank you, Reverend Jerry. It is very powerful. How do we die? How we die is how we live. What are we breathing in? I just can't tell you enough how much science of mind means to me. This past week, I've just really acknowledged to myself and been in gratitude for the changes in my life. That it has brought so much, and that I'm excited about giving this talk because I want to share it with the world. You know, it's like the best kept secret, right? And it's so amazing. science of mind tools and practices, the new thought, that's new thought. Ram Dass, that was new thought thinking. And science of mind, though, gives us the tools to be able to get to that place where there's pain in our body and we can still breathe in this luscious view of good in our lives. We can breathe in this view of the good in our lives, this exquisite life that we get to live. Here's a quote by Ernest Holmes. It's from Essential Ernest, page 56.3. Know without a shadow of doubt that as a result of your treatment, some action takes place in infinite mind. Infinite mind is the actor, and you are the announcer. If you have a vague, subtle, unconscious fear, be quiet and ask yourself, who am I? Who is speaking? What is my life? In this manner, think right back to principle until your thought becomes perfectly clear again. Such is the power of right thinking, that it cancels and erases everything unlike itself. It answers every question. It solves all problems. It is the solution to every difficulty. It is like the sunlight of the eternal truth, bursting through the clouds of obscurity, bathing all life in its glory. It is the absolute with which you are dealing. All there really is God. And that's our founder, Ernest Holmes. Let's take a deep breath together. So just before I close, I want to bring up that co-creation process on Friday. Dr. Kathy Hearn, she's really quite amazing. And I wrote down this quote from her. You cannot have a demonstration without realization of something new. You can't create something new out of an old mind. You have to imagine, that's her quote. So, you have to imagine something from a new place, letting go of the past, breathing in the view, centering, remembering that spirit is all there is, supporting and sustaining you right here, right now, holding the earth and all its beauty. With all this in mind and all this certainty of our good at hand, we can really ask and be excited about what will our next journey reveal. Thank you so much. It is such an honor to give these talks and be here with you tonight. And I see Gabriella joined us, and Deborah and Sage. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now we're going to open this up for discussion. And there's 3 questions that are going to show up on the screen. Peter's going to put them up, and I'll read them out loud and just ponder them and pick 1 or 2 or more of these and raise your hand, and Paul will call on you. And let's discuss this. And I may do some talking after you talk about it. So there you see the questions. How do you lift your eyes? How do you lift your eyes to the truth? What situations are difficult for you to see the truth? How do you celebrate the moments when you've lifted yourself out of the material world? How do you celebrate the moments when you've lifted yourself out of the material world, looking out and breathing in that view? Now, Peter's going to put these into the chat so you can look back on the chat. And thank you, Paul, for joining us.
They're in the chat now.
Oh, perfect, perfect. All right. Turn on your cameras. Let's talk about these questions. Let's see, let me get them in front of me.
As Teresa said, if you're interested in sharing, you can turn on your camera and raise your hand like this, or you can go down to your reactions button and click raise hand, and that will move you up in front.
Good.
And the questions are going into chat or are
They're in chat right now.
okay.
So the first, you can pick any of these. So right now, when I think of how do you lift your eyes to the truth, there's one thing I've used. I don't use it quite so much, but it has sustained me quite a bit to be able to lift my eyes to the truth that God is all there is, that there's, of oneness. It's oh Jesus, starting to, let's see. There's only one life. That life is God's life.
Right.
That life is perfect. And that life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is my life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect, whole and complete. And that life is my life now. That's one of the tools I use. It is, I can just fall right to that when I'm in a tough place and remember, it's Spirit's right here and I'm being guided perfectly. So what do you think? How do you lift your eyes to the truth? What's your personal way that you go about doing it? Or how do you celebrate? Oh, wonderful, Sabrina.
Yeah, thank you. This was very lovely. I really appreciate it. And it just really, added to Friday because, ever since Friday, I've been walking around, I am as I believe, and just receiving so much good. And I'm listening to you say, you can make a choice on what we focus on and how I'm going to feel. And so if I need to get pushed out of, a bad feeling, let's say, I will throw on some Ricky Byers and start dancing in my home office.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And by the time, Ricky and I are done, I'm just like, hey.
Oh, she is so good. What's your favorite?
Yeah. I am, what is it? In the world of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am.
Ooh.
And I run around the house singing that. And the next thing I know, I have on such an armor and I'm so open. And it's like, I'll call someone because I want to share that love.
Yes.
And it becomes contagious. And
Contagious, yes.
Yeah. And that helps lift me. So that's what I do.
Oh, Sabrina, that's wonderful because it really is contagious. Us doing our work. I love Ricky Byers. She's she's pretty awesome. I mean, my goodness, what a gift. We're doing our work, and because there's one mind and there's one of us here, it uplifts everybody. I love that. You call them on the phone, but just your presence radiates that. Thank you for doing that. Oh, thank you for sharing. That was a good one. Yes, they're all good. Who else? Shaston. Unmute there, honey.
There. Yeah, Teresa, I know I told you this, but it was a long time ago, but the question is so perfect. Lifting my eyes for the truth. And I think I told you that I have a sign up in my living room. I still haven't 100% moved in, but I have been so touched that my sign says in Swedish, but it said, God loves me. Gud älskar mig. And I sit here in my little tiny apartment, but I get so overwhelmed with all the blessings that come my way. And I find I keep looking up to the left. I don't know why. And because I've got this big roll of my carpet that is soon going to be down on the floor, that reaches up almost to the, well, it does reach to the corner, but I decided I had to write a note. So every time I looked up there, I was reminded that God loves me, and the truth is here. I feel it. I'm with it. And being with all of you, I bring it home, and it's here with me. And I am just so grateful.
Oh, that's good. And you share it with the kids. You are an amazing volunteer. You know, they're such a joy, and you share their joy, and you serve us all by what you do. Oh my goodness. Oh,
I am so grateful.
Thank you for sharing yourself and sharing tonight. Yes. Wonderful. That's great. That's good. Reverend Jerry.
I have to apologize. I dropped off somehow. My internet connection got lost, but I was able to get back on. And I just wanted to thank you for such a lovely evening and a great service. And there's just, there's an energetic about this evening and about you that is very joy-filled, even in the most tender of conversations about, you know, transitioning and about hardship, but yet there's always that light that shines. And the other thing I wanted to say is that a big part of, especially a big part of the vision and being open and receptive is living in the mystery of it all and trusting and knowing that these tools that you speak of are the tools that have been divinely given to us. They're such beautiful gifts. And if we're willing to live in the mystery of what is next to take place, there's something greater that always, always, always shows up, more than we can humanly imagine. So thank you for bringing that reminder to me this evening.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's the mystery.
Living in the mystery.
Living in the mystery.
We don't have to make anything happen.
Yeah.
We don't have to make anything happen. It's already happening. And being in that joy-filled space or that trust in the divine, we know that something great is coming forth for us, something greater and more, you know, something just so special. And so I love being in that place now in my experience, just trusting and surrendering to that divine power and presence within. The outcome is amazing.
I love hearing about the mystery because I think of that, and because of everything we've gone through with the pandemic and such, we go, oh, there's such uncertainty, and there's such uncertainty in life. It's the mystery, and to just surrender to the mystery and stay in the present moment. That's what I've been thinking about.
Yes.
So I love that you bring in the mystery, because that's That's key. And certainty is where all the good really happens beyond our wildest dreams. That's where the good stuff happens. So uncertainty is the mystery. That's the juicy stuff. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, it truly is.
Oh,
And there's such a freedom in letting go of our human idea and our thoughts. I mean, we do set the vision in motion. We do set a vision for something greater in our life experience, but then we let it go, as in our spiritual mind treatment, the release step in our spiritual mind treatment. We let go and let God, and we know that the right and perfect expression, experience, feeling, idea, thought comes forth.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
That's what I like about Ram Dass. Letting go of the attachment that life is the body. I mean, yes, we have this body and it's real enough. It's right here, but it's not all of our life.
mhm.
The mystery. Oh, that's good. Thanks, Reverend Jerry.
You're welcome. Bless you, dear. That was beautiful. Oh, speaking of that, I will say that Shastine is doing such a beautiful job with the youth and family and co-partnering with Jackie. And the energy of all the love and the
Oh,
experience that's showing up, whether there's 2 children or 5 children or 9 children, there's more to come because there's such greatness happening there. So thank you, my dear.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing.
oh,
Thank you.
It's
yeah.
a gift, such a beautiful gift.
You're all a gift.
We are blessed beyond measure.
So who else? Paul.
So I want to do a little bit of marketing, if I may. Reverend Jerry, you can get mad at me later, but that's okay. I'm going to do it anyways. I think, Teresa, we have one of the greatest places in the universe to come. This great center where its mission and purpose, we're people may not know, but we're an official teaching chapter, and those are not given out to all centers, and they're not given without accreditation. And we are a teaching center, and we're one of the oldest centers. We just celebrated 75 years in Oakland, and I think you talked about tools. There's those personal tools, but we have community tools here at Oakland Center.
Yes. Yes.
Classes and ongoing curriculum every 6 months, right?
Practitioners to see incredible practitioners. You have
Right. We have practitioners that we can see. We have this is new since the pandemic forced us into this realm. And Wednesday nights is a tool, this meeting here tonight, as well as our Sunday service. There's the Ministry of Prayer that meets every Monday. There's a reason I'm saying this. Zoe hosts CALM. We have the CALM group, the Compassionate Attention Ministry. Him and Susan do that. There's opportunities for service in every arena of the physical here at the center, where you can express your God-given gift. There's the small groups that meet, something that didn't exist until recently. These are new secrets here at the center. Susan Brecker holds one in the courtyard on Tuesdays to go over the readings. Zoe has held one on Thursday nights in Zoom. And the one that has changed my life the most is the 12 noon Dr. Dan Morgan's Guidance for a Spiritual Journey, Teresa. Where every day that Deborah Jackson and Dodie started in February for Black History Month is now gone into its 9th month of being on air every Monday through Friday at 12 noon for whoever wants to gather.
Oh my
And this has been the most crazy good thing for me, more so than anything else that I do at the center. And I love everything I do at the center. But Teresa, here's the interesting piece. There is no mistake. The question was, how do you lift your eyes to the truth?
Yes,
And I
yes.
know that some days I wake up very cloudy, speaking from
Mhm.
the I position.
Yes.
And I'm clouded from the truth, whether it's the political atmosphere or the material world that you talked about earlier. All of those, maybe it was a bad dream, maybe it was an ache or a pain, which seemed to come a little bit more often than they used to do. Or maybe it's a physical or a financial or emotional or a spiritual challenge that arose in a moment of thinking in that dark space instead of the light space. Every day at 12 noon, I can turn to Dr. Dan and meet with this group of people that go through every reading for every day. Today was self-acceptance. And your talk tonight, your view, breathing in the view and your view from here, you were talking about your self-acceptance as a child of God and knowing that there's only God and God is all there is. What
Yes.
Reverend Jeff taught us.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
want to read you just one thing from the affirmation. All through the whole thing about self-acceptance today, Dr. Dan reminds us of how empowered we are. And he says, God has clothed all people with full power to achieve victory over every emergency and misfortune.
Absolutely.
And then in the affirmation, he says that he wrote one sentence that made me chuckle out loud. The affirmative statement is, I accept myself as an instrument of peace, prosperity, plenty, and power. A lot of P words there, a lot of popping on the microphone. But he constantly reminds us of our inner power. And then he says this, and this is what my eyes rise up to see the truth. This is the view that I breathe in.
Beautiful, Paul. Beautiful.
Here it comes. There is no way by which I can escape the good prepared for me. So no matter how cloudy it is, it's all God. I never understood all these so-called misfortunes or challenges or
Yes.
bad things or evil or whatever is
Yes.
God as well. But when I look at it from the perspective that Dr. Dan is presenting, there is no way by which I can escape the good prepared for me. And that's my road. That's that thing that my eyes look to see the truth, as to answer your question. What is I can't express it enough. And that's just one of many physical activities that go on here at the center between education, service, small group meetings, Wednesdays, Sundays, Mondays, prayers with the Ministry of Prayer team that's constantly praying for us. We're so gifted here at the Oakland Center with so many resources. I just extol them and all the people that bring them forward. I'm so fortunate to be a part of this community. So that's what puts me on the path to see the view clearly.
Thank you, Paul. Yes, we have a wonderful, wonderful community. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we have a couple of more minutes before we end here. That's a nice heart there, Deborah, doing good work there. Who would like to just, close us out for another moment here and talk? Maybe Freya, she just went black. Are you there, Freya?
All right.
Okay. Hi, honey. Good to see you.
Hi. I have something brief to share. Well, in the morning when I wake up and I say, oh, it's daytime, time to do things. And I just say to myself the very simple, God is all there is. And I am as God is. And I guess, and it just, that's what just very simple. And I want to this
Beautiful.
afternoon, my Prius battery, small battery, hasn't been, my car hasn't been running for 4 months. And so this afternoon I go out with the battery charger and I couldn't get it hooked up right. And I'm like feeling bad about it. And I had this thought arise in me. What if I felt love for myself in this moment?
Ah,
And that's always like a precursor to it actually happening some other time. It's
yes.
like this footnote on whatever's happening, and it's the beginning of things being able to shift. Just noticing in the moment when I am suffering that it is possible to
Yes.
love in that moment, or be loved, or accept myself. So thank you.
Say again what you say in the morning. Leave us with that.
God is all there is, and I am as God is.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Freya. Thank you.
But did the battery get fixed, Freya? Did you fix your battery?
I have confidence in Geico.
There
My
you
last
go.
resort.
And we have one more raised hand, Deborah.
Hi there. I am so happy for all of the things that I have been listening to. I am going to ditto what Paul said, but something else that you talked to, I'm not sure if I heard it yet. And that was in terms of tools, one of the greatest gifts that I was ever had is when I first went into religious science classes and they asked us to have a prayer partner. I have had my prayer partner for over 25 years, and we pray every single day together.
Wow.
It has absolutely lifted us up and answered every one of your questions that you have said. A prayer partner and someone to exchange the godliness as well as the gifts of God is amazing. And so I suggest we find one, keep one, and keep looking to each other to support each other in it. Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh,
Thank you.
oh, deeply steeped you are. Oh my goodness, Deborah. Wow. There is so wisdom right here. So each of us. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time sharing and being with you all. Thank you so much. And oh, Deborah, that was just so nice to just end on that note. Prayer partners every day, 25 years. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Oh my. We have something to celebrate every moment of the day, every moment. So thank you so much. And I turn it over to Paul. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's show our appreciation for Teresa today. Thank you, Teresa. You made us really, really think about our views. So thank you so much for taking us on this journey tonight.
Thank you.
I would like to take a few minutes with some announcements. We've got some very interesting things coming up and important things about what's happening with our center, among the many that I've already marketed tonight. Okay, taking a breath. We know that this Sunday, November 7th, Reverend Christine Green will be joining us and speaking on Honor the Mystery, Embrace the Change. She will be revealing the sacred covenant created from the co-creation process. This is a new mental equivalent and sets in motion the mystery of change. Join us on Sunday to embrace the opportunity to open our hearts, be fertile soil, and accept and embrace the good of a new experience of a new minister or co-ministers. So join us physically and in person in the sanctuary or watch the service live on live stream or YouTube. Service starts at 10:30. Please know that if you will be joining us on Sunday in person, we are required to wear a mask inside all of our buildings, and we will be practicing social distancing. So when I say I've got important things to tell you, this is important. That's the first step. And other than the work that's been done that Teresa mentioned earlier, is the first step of calling in our new senior minister or ministers.
That's right.
Next Wednesday, November 10th, practitioner and ministerial student Elena Hutchinson will be talking on seeing beauty, feeling grace. Meditation at 6:30 and service at 7. Same place, same bat time, same bat channel right here. And we'll continue in same bat Zoom. Okay, we're going to keep it in this format for a while. It's kind of working out good for a lot of us. This Sunday also is what I talked about earlier. After service is the CALM, the Compassion and Attention to Loss group. And they'll be meeting at 12:30 in person and in Zoom. There'll be a hybrid joining of the physical and digital, only that Zoe can do. So Zoe will be hosting that in the social hall at 12:30. And I may attend. So the details are on the events page. Also, very important information for us to know, to mark our calendars. The Board of Trustees is inviting you to an open forum on Friday, November 12th from 6 to 7 p.m. on Zoom. Now, the open forums were created several years ago as an opportunity to have a give and take, give and receive exchange between the Board of Trustees and the community, and the community and the Board of Trustees. These periodic meetings are essential for quality and clear communication between the folks that help us run the business and the folks that do the business, right? So I highly encourage you to come, especially to this one on Friday, November 12th from 6 to 7. Again, it will be in Zoom. Here's why. Reverend Jerry and the board will be sharing lots of great information about the new minister search, about our premises, education, finances, and lots more. Come find out about all the happenings in our community. We'll see you there. There'll be more on this on Sunday and on the events page. Also, as a reminder, it's never too late to pledge. Pledge started in October. We keep doing it till we get where we want to go. So you can mail in the card you may have received or picked up at church, or you can go online to fill out the pledge card. The link is on the homepage. And remember that most important thing I'm going to tell you tonight is the time changes on Sunday morning. So the clocks go back 1 hour. So don't be late for church or don't be too early for church. Change your clock Saturday night 1 hour before you go to bed. Want to remind you that you wouldn't. I love time changes because when as an usher in the old days, I would see people either rushing in to get there at 9:30. They arrive at 9:30 and it's really 10:30, or vice versa. They're an hour late and they wonder why the service has already started. It's because we didn't advertise the time change. So please remember, set your clocks back 1 hour on Saturday night so you'll be on time for church on Sunday. So always, everything that you need to know is on our webpage. oaklandcsl.org. Don't forget to check out the small groups. Teresa, thank you for the meditation tonight. Thank you, the Zoom team behind the scenes. I've got Peter and Alice, and Zoe was tinkering back there a little bit. I'm the record button. So you guys always make everything so great. And as always, Reverend Jerry, thank you for being here with us on Wednesday nights. I'm so glad when you attend. We welcome you, Paul Ski down there. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's take a moment to do a little bit of offering conversation. And that conversation is in the idea that when we give, we truly receive. This month, we're recognizing American Indian Heritage Month. So there's our affirmation. This gift, the one that I'm asking you to hold close to your heart, whether it's time, treasure, or talent, this gift I give is God in action. It does good work in the world and blesses the creation. And as I pass my digital collection bowl from square to square and our family squares up there, please consider putting your mentally, physically, placing that contribution in that bowl which we receive that does great work in our community, which then in turn benefits ourselves and benefits the world. It's circular, not a circular file. That's something different. That's another Wednesday. This is the law of circulation. So the ways you can contribute into that digital bowl is on our webpage with the donate button for credit card. You can use that address, so that's in that second space there, to send in a check. You can text it at 327-3431. You can do Zelle if you know what Zelle is at giving@oaklandcsl.org. That's a little bit too advanced for me. The easiest way you can do it, if you're willing, is come to church on Sunday and drop it off in the offering basket on your way out. 5 ways to give at the center financially. Stay connected with us, y'all, through the village news. Know what's going on. Thank you, and we are blessed to receive your offering. And we're grateful for everybody that was here tonight and grateful for your contributions. Teresa, thank you so much for a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Thank you.
I believe I've covered all the bases, Teresa. That's my mission tonight. At this time, I'm going to ask you to close us out in prayer.
Very good. Oh, I think we're all settled in here. It's been a real delight to be with everybody. Knowing that there is one power and one presence right here. This one cause, this one life. I lift my eyes to the glory, to the good, to love, to joy, to wisdom. I'm just so grateful for each one of us here, knowing that we are blessed by this evening, for this coming together of hearts and minds, for the wisdom that each one of us that spoke gave to each other, that we come together in unison, in unity, and in love. And we take this evening out into our sleep, into our slumber. We wake refreshed, revitalized, rejuvenated. We are inspired. I'm so grateful for this and so much more. God is good all the time. I'm so blessed. We are all so blessed in our community. I just let this go, knowing God has each one of us here. We are held in the embrace of love. And so it is.